If they married today, Leonor and Christian's royal wedding highlights. A royal isle, a crown of destiny, families divided, nations watching. What if today was the day? What if Princess Leonor and Prince Christian married now? It's not fantasy, it's closer than anyone dares admit. Imagine the bells of Madrid's Almudena Cathedral echoing through the city, their sound rolling across the capital with thunderous clarity. Crowds lining the streets, flags of Spain and Denmark interwoven in a dazzling display of unity. Cameras flashing, voices crying out. A day not of duty, but of destiny fulfilled, if Princess Leonor of Asturias and Prince Christian of Denmark were to marry today. The picture is almost overwhelming. Leonor, radiant, emerging in a gown crafted by Spain's finest designers, a dress carrying whispers of history and modern elegance. Christian, standing tall, regal yet visibly moved, in the full ceremonial attire of Denmark's future king. And between them, a promise not only of love, but of a future where two monarchies converge, rewriting the landscape of European royalty forever. But here's the first question: how would such a wedding even unfold? Who would be there? What would it mean, not just for them, but for two nations with long and proud histories? And why does the thought of it send shockwaves through the hearts of those who follow royalty so closely? To understand, we must first step back. Princess Leonor is no ordinary young woman. She is heir to the Spanish throne, the first female in generations poised to reign as queen. She carries centuries of legacy in her name: Leonor de Bourbon, Princess of Asturias, future queen of a nation that has endured monarchy, republic, dictatorship, and democracy. Across the continent, Prince Christian is Denmark's crown prince-in-waiting, born to Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary, raised in a kingdom where monarchy is deeply beloved. Their paths have crossed in subtle ways: royal gatherings, youth forums, state occasions. They share an age, a destiny, and the rare experience of preparing to rule a country before their lives have truly begun. The speculation is inevitable: what if they were not just heirs in parallel, but partners in love? What if the next chapter of their lives was not separate, but joined? Now imagine the wedding day as it would unfold. The royal guests begin to arrive: Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden, Princess Amalia of the Netherlands, Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella from Monaco, even Britain's Prince George as a young page. The great houses of Europe gathered under one roof, a reminder of centuries-old ties reborn in modern unity. Spain would watch with awe, Denmark with pride, the world with fascination, two heirs becoming one couple, embodying a bridge between Iberia and Scandinavia. What better symbol for a Europe seeking connection amid division? But beneath the spectacle lies tension. In Spain, whispers of resistance. Would Leonor, as queen regnant, be diminished in the shadow of her Danish consort? Would the Spanish constitution allow such a union to function smoothly? In Denmark, quiet concern: could Christian be seen as leaving his homeland behind if his life intertwined too deeply with Spain's? Love collides with law, ceremony with constitution, romance with reality. And yet, love often defies expectation. Imagine their vows, exchanged in two languages. Christian speaking tender Spanish phrases learned in private moments, Leonor answering with the warmth of Danish words she has quietly practiced. The audience gasps, not at scandal, but at sincerity. For what could be more powerful than two heirs choosing love while fully embracing the enormity of their destinies? As the cathedral doors open after the ceremony, the newlyweds step out to a world transformed. The streets erupt in jubilation. The kiss on the balcony becomes an instant icon, replayed endlessly, etched into the memory of millions. Children wave flags. Elders whisper of history in the making. Journalists pen headlines that speak of a new golden age of monarchy. But here lies another curiosity loop: how would this marriage reshape the royal families themselves? King Felipe, dignified yet emotional, might see in his daughter's union a chance for stability beyond Spain's borders. Queen Letizia, protective and pragmatic, would weigh every detail of her daughter's happiness against the demands of monarchy. In Denmark, Queen Margrethe might bless the marriage as a continuation of Denmark's tradition of forging powerful alliances through love. Crown Princess Mary would surely see echoes of her own path, an outsider who became beloved. Would this union make Europe's royals stronger, or more fragile? Would it spark jealousy among other royal houses, or admiration? Would the Spanish people accept a Danish prince by Leonor's side, or resist the symbolism of foreign influence? Each answer sparks new questions. Each moment draws us deeper into the fantasy, one step closer to believing it could be real. Picture the evening reception, chandeliers glistening, orchestras playing, the newly crowned couple sharing their first dance. Leonor's gown shimmering in candlelight, Christian leading her across the floor with quiet confidence. Guests applauding, cameras capturing every movement. And in that moment, the questions of law and politics fade. What remains is love. Two young people, bound by tradition yet guided by their own hearts, stepping into history not by chance but by choice. Yet the impact of such a marriage would extend beyond palaces and ceremonies. Consider the youth of Spain and Denmark, watching in real time. To them, this would not simply be another royal wedding. It would be a symbol of possibility, of hope, of love transcending borders. For many, Leonor and Christian are not distant figures. They are their age, facing the same uncertainties of life, yet carrying the weight of crowns. To see them choose one another would ignite inspiration, a belief that even those bound to duty can find joy in partnership. Still, let us not ignore the inevitable shadows. The press would scrutinize every gesture, every smile, every perceived frown. Rumors would swirl: does he fit in Spain? Does she adapt to Denmark? Are they equals, or is one overshadowed? In the relentless cycle of public fascination, their marriage would not only be a blessing but also a constant test. And therein lies the deepest curiosity: could their love endure not only the pressures of monarchy but the storm of global attention? This imagined wedding, if it happened today, would be more than a union. It would be a message. A message that monarchy can still surprise, still inspire, still capture the imagination of millions. A message that love, real, vulnerable, daring love, remains the heart of royalty even in the 21st century. And so, we circle back to the question that began this journey: what if today was the day? What if Leonor and Christian stood at the altar, vows on their lips, crowns in their futures, hands clasped in unbreakable promise? The answer lies not in fantasy, but in possibility. For while today may not be that day, the thought of it reminds us why we watch royalty so closely, not just for power, but for the humanity that lives beneath the crown. If they married today, it would not simply be a wedding. It would be a story of love written across borders, spoken in two tongues, blessed by history, and watched by the world. A story that would live forever in the hearts of those who believe that sometimes, love can truly change the course of nations.